Oh Lord, God of hosts, who is mighty like you? Oh Lord, your faithfulness also surrounds you.
I've had the worst headache for like the past few days, and the past 2 days. I still have it today, so I didn't want to unpack. You have tape on your knee, Christian. So I wasn't done putting together Christian's room, and I ordered some pieces. One of the pieces, don't mind his room. This is what things look like when I have a headache for 2 days. Okay, bed is unmade. Blankets are piled. Pillows are piled everywhere. I ordered this table, and I also ordered this painting to go on this wall over here.
It's died.
He was impatient because this painting sat here for a day, and he opened it himself, which was dangerous because it's canvas, which means it can be destroyed easily. I hate these handles, you guys. I'm going to change them. So shame on him.
A ton. You would
But
never open it until you have a headache. The only thing
yeah,
is
so
I
now,
need a headache.
even though my head is hurting, it feels a lot better than it did a couple days ago, but it still hurts.
If you put ice on your head, it's gonna be done healing. No,
I still have to hang this picture because otherwise I run the risk of it getting ruined. It's really nice though. It looks way better and it fits his room way better than I thought. He loves it.
Yeah.
He really likes it, which I was happy about. I didn't know if he would like it as much as I do. Like, I was buying it because I just wanted the room to look nice. But I'm happy that when he saw it, he really liked it. He was like, Mom, it's shiny, which I guess it is. I didn't realize it kind of has like a metallic-y kind of silver on it. Yeah. And the blue, I was worried that the blue in the picture wasn't going to be as rich as some of the blue in his room, but it actually is. So anyway, I'm going to put his room together. Look at the forested area in the back of our house. Why is there a recycling bag back there? I don't know how that got back there. I feel like somebody's recycling flew down there because there are like water bottles, a recycle bag. I'm mad irritated. It's really muddy. So this probably blew over from one of the neighbors, but it's outside my window. So I probably am going to have to
my window?
like go out there into the mud and clean that up, or call the groundskeeper and ask if they won't go do it because nobody wants to look at it. Like, that's ridiculous.
If anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink. If anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink. He who believes in me, as the scripture has said, out of his heart will flow rivers of living water, rivers of living water. If anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink. 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 If anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink. 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 If anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink.
Okay, you guys, so this is the first of several rooms that I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to start with Christian's room because this is a room where everything that you see did not exist when we moved into this house. So this is a room that I built from scratch. This room was a room where nothing in here was in my home, and I had to not count on my consistency of style, but my ability to pick everything from scratch. So some things I want you to ignore in this room are going to be like the wood and the handles and the light covers and stuff like that. All that's going to change. Also, something that's going to change is his fan. I haven't replaced this fan yet. I don't know if you guys remember, but I've been changing the fans out in the house, and his fan is actually the last fan. I just haven't found the perfect one. I want like an aviation theme one, like kind of metal, but still warm colors, just to bring everything together, like gray, black. I don't know. So if you guys see anything, let me know. But I just want to go through everything in here. It's not a huge room, but I definitely got some really amazing things in here, and so I'm going to try not to have the shoddiest camera work ever. So the first thing and the basis for everything in this room was the bedroom set, and I picked this bedroom set up that I just absolutely loved. When I saw it online, I thought, man, it looks really good quality, right? Nice, deep beveling. You can see how much of my finger fits in there, how wide it is. It's about as wide as my pinky. Nice, beefy hardware, metal hardware. I love the side paneling of the bed. A lot of times with cheap beds, the thing that gives it away are the sides and the paneling and the beefiness of the pieces. So this had a super, super beefy look that I liked. Obviously, I like bedroom sets. I don't mind a curated look for some rooms in my house, but I am like very old fashioned and like chintzy with my decorating. So I love the fact that it came with the chest of drawers, which is almost as tall as me, but not quite. If you hear something in the background, I think the girls are vlogging. They have a game show that they play, and I think that they're vlogging it. And it also came with this chest of drawers. So this bed was the basis for everything. And then after I picked this bed, I didn't know what to do because this bed was really out of like this is not my normal style. If you guys see my house, you know that it's very like French country, very like cushiony, very warm. So I wanted to make this room not super girly because a lot of my house is very floral and girly, and I wanted to step away from that. Actually, I have a confession. These planes that are hanging on the wall did come from his old room, as did this frame. This frame is an antique frame, and it belonged to my mother's first husband's mother, who I absolutely loved. I know that's like a chain, but you know, I've known the woman since I was a child. She died a few years back. So yeah, that frame is actually an antique frame. So I guess I can take that back. And the planes were inspired by actually my mother. So I said I curated everything in this room myself, but that's not actually true. So I just want to double back on that. Okay. I think it's really important to mention that while the bed was really important to this room, and it was, that something I knew for sure was going in this room, and something that was up before there was even furniture in here, were the planes. And some of you guys might remember a vlog where I showed this room and it was empty, and the only thing on the walls were the planes. And there's actually one more that he played with and broke that I have to repair. The only thing that was on the walls were the planes and this mirror, which belonged to my mother's first husband's mother. I know that's like a long thing, but her first husband, he's passed away, and so has his mother. But he paid my way through private school. He bought me my first car. He had no children, so he really treated me like his daughter. And so this beautiful frame is just so stunning, and it's so old. You can see where it's worn down some of the little raised inlaid bubbling that it has, and it's just so pretty. And so yeah, I just really, really loved this, and this room was perfect for it. And then the planes. Okay, let's talk about the planes that are on the wall. Each one is unique. They're made to look aged, and these are actually things that I kept from my mother's house. So my mother was a world traveler in a very literal sense. She was a master diver. She was a mathematician. She was like pretty flippin' awesome, just a pretty phenomenal person. And so I kept a lot of her aviation stuff, and as I do different rooms in my house, you'll see where I kept a lot of her aviation and her traveling things, because I love them so much. And so the planes were in Christian's old room, as far back as oh, I can't tell you, but as far back as the house that I ultimately sold. Um, the one that my mother died in. So my mom was with us for hospice. And so that house I actually sold because, as you can imagine, it was just too much to live in it. And these planes were in his room in that house. And so those were the foundation. And then I brought in the bedroom set. Now, once I brought in the bedroom set, I was like, oh my gosh, gray is not a color that I decorate with very often. So I really didn't know what to do. And I'm a very visual person, and everything in this room I ordered online. So the next thing that I did was I purchased the rug. This rug is beautiful. I absolutely love this rug. And I only paid, if you can believe it, $100 for this plush rug. And it's a nice medium because it is a very large rug. It goes the length of the room. It almost goes the width of the room, not quite, but that's okay because I kind of needed the warm tones in that original carpeting, which I hate carpeting. If I thought that we would be here long term, I would definitely change this carpet to wood floors and just leave the rugs down, which is my preference. It's rugs on wood, but I don't think we'll be here long enough for that to make sense. So it was nice to bring some of the warmth from the carpet up because I didn't want the room to be cold with like gray. And the only other accent color I use in here is a very deep blue. So I needed something to bring warmth into the room. So this rug is huge for $100. Nice thick plush carpet, really inexpensive, and just short of the width enough to allow that color to come up. And so you can see that the color in the carpet picks up in the wood on the TP, which we'll talk about because I had that imported, picks up on the colors in the planes. And then the next thing that I picked was the bedding and all of the linens that you see in this room. So let's talk about the bedding and the linens. So all of the bedding, as you can see, is by UGG. Absolutely all of it. The white pillows are UGG. This blue set is UGG. These are actually two blanket sets, two separate blanket sets, and I bought them both because the display in the store was legitimately practically exactly like this. And when I saw it, I was like, I love that. I will buy that. That is going to be my son's room. And a lot of people change their bedding from summer to winter. I don't. I use the same beddings on everybody's beds year round. Probably because I just have too many kids to be bothered with that. And I've always, and I feel like I have too many kids now and I just have three in the house, but like I legit used to have more children in the house and nobody has time to be changing bedding every season. So this kind of plush bedding will always be here, but that's fine because I love my house to feel just really, really comfy and cozy. So, with this first set, it was kind of the foundational set with the blue and the stripe, very masculine. Also, using the gray because both the comforter here and the pillows that go with the comforter are lined in a nice plush fabric. So they're really warm. All of the pillows are feather pillows, even the throws. The only exception are the white pillows. They are not feather pillows because I wasn't worried about them getting smushed. Maybe I'll replace them one day. The blankets are a nice flannel blanket. So I will say the blankets are not by UGG, but I was at Bath and Body Works locally and flannel sheets are rather expensive, you guys. Flannel sheets are really wonderful for winter if you have cool winters, but flannel sheets are exceptionally expensive. And you're talking about for a flat sheet and a fitted sheet, you can pay anywhere from $40 to $80 on the just regular schmegular end of things, right? So when I tell you guys how much I got these flannel sheets for, you will not believe it, but I got these flannel sheets for $10 a piece. Yes, I don't know why they were on sale, but they are thick, they are soft, they are 100% flannel, but I managed to get them on for $10 on sale. So I bought him 2 sets of these gray sheets. And I also bought Bella white. I wish I would have picked some up for Liz because honestly, I should just bought them all, whether like I needed the color or not, because that was just like such a good price for flannel. But those are the sheets that are on the bed. And as I said, you can see that the actual blanket is backed in this. Now, this roll blanket is a plain kind of fabric on the inside, and I just roll it on the outside and I use it as a bottom of the bed roll. I love bottom of the bed rolls. All of my beds in the house don't have them. In fact, only Christian's and mine do. But I love it because it just adds like elevation to the bed and just a really nice feel to the room. So after I picked out the bedding, let's just come over here to this side of the room. The other thing that I picked out was this chair. So I love this chair. I lightweight wish it were a little bit taller, but he's only 4, so it's a perfect size chair for him. I actually found this chair online, and I wasn't 100% sure that it was going to work in the room, but I love how it brings in the gray tones, but it's not matchy-matchy to the carpet. It's very similar to the bed color, and I love how it has this beautiful linen fabric on it. And I got such a good deal on this chair. I want to say maybe the chair was $250 or something like that, which is just excellent for a side chair, and it had black feet on it. It has these black feet on it, which I really, really loved because, again, black is a theme that we see in the room. So that made me very happy when it came like that. It's also really firm and comfy. And then I just dressed it with a matching pillow to what we have on the bed, which is this kind of gray navy blue weave or midnight blue weave of cord and this UGG pillow. And I know some people don't call it cord. What do I call it cord, but other people call it cable knit. So and then also this beautiful throw blanket. This throw blanket is also by UGG, and it just has a nice kind of wool-esque but not true wool interior. And then the corded exterior, and I definitely do cuddle Christian on this chair, and we lean on the pillow because it's a nice feather pillow and cuddle, and I put him down for his naps and things like that. That's also what we use the roll for, because I don't unmake the whole bed when he takes his naps. We just unroll the roll and then we plop a place on the floor and that's pretty much how we do it. The other thing that I picked out for this room, right when I picked up the bedding, the next thing I picked up were the window treatments. Can I not kill myself and get up here? So I picked out these window treatments, and I did not go cheap with the window treatments in this room. In one of our houses, well, no, in two of our houses, the window treatments in the rooms were custom. So it almost didn't matter if you bought drapes or anything because all of the windows had custom window treatments on them. But I like to dress windows. So I was really excited to be able to rip what was in here out and bring some window treatments in. And I spared no expense. These are heavy, they are beefy, they are high quality window treatments, really, really solid. And then I did this beautiful textured curtain. It's not a blackout curtain, but it does pull back a lot of light. If I had to do this over again, I love the curtains, but I would want to put a blackout backing on them or buy a comparable blackout curtain. But I just love the texture so much because in a room where you're not using a lot of colors, like this room, it's really just gray and blue with a splash of like woody tan. In a room where you're not using a lot of colors, you really kind of do need that sort of, you know, play on texture, right? So what we lack in color in this room, you can see there's like lots of just different textures, from the carpet to the bed to the bedding, having many different textures, is playing with textures. And in the spirit of playing with textures, as we did with the curtains, here is I played with textures on the lamp. So this lamp is showing up a bit purpley on camera, but it's actually a really dark blue, the same deep blue as the curtains. And I really love this lamp because it had a natural looking wood base, which helped to bring in some of these natural colors from the painting and from the planes and from the teepee, although the teepee honestly wasn't here. You guys watched us put that together. And this was a bit of a pricey lamp for a child's room, under $100. I think it was maybe like $50 or $60. It was a little bit pricey for a kid's room. So I had to really stress to him not to ruin it. But I loved it because of the faux wood base that looks so real. And then the texture in this lamp is just beautiful. So like I said, when you come around this room, what you see is just such a play on just texture. You know, there's just texture everywhere. And so it's a very visually tactile experience, if that's possible. If something could be visually tactile, I would say that this room is definitely it. And that comes down even into the artwork. So let's just talk about the artwork for a second. Like, is this not stunning? I love, again, just the texture. There are these metal pieces on this artwork for the propellers. They are actual metal propellers. There's depth added to it with the splotches of paint that come through it. There's so much texture just throughout. When you touch the canvas, because the pictures in here are canvas, when you touch the canvas, you get the texture of the painting along your fingers. There are layers to the photograph, even with the blueprints, if they call them that, for the plane on the back of the print, and then the actual artwork in the front. And even at the bottom, if you look, there are things like trucks in the pictures, medic vans in the pictures, and it is just so stunning. The only thing I could say about this painting is I wish it were slightly bigger. And if I found this painting in a bigger size, I would definitely have no shame in buying it. I definitely would. The next addition to this room that you guys saw us put together here on my channel, so if you haven't seen that vlog, go back and watch it, is this teepee. You guys, I searched high and low for a teepee. So every child, and tell me if this is the case for your child, every child that I have had has had the benefit of having a tent or something in their room. I've never done a teepee, but I've done a lot of various kinds of tents. And they're always the kind that are plasticky, they break really easily. I'm sorry, I'm spreading it out. They can be a bit problematic. They're not the most high quality. And so this time I thought, you know what? I'm going to get the highest quality possible tent that I can. And I found it in Russia. So this is a handmade tent by a couple in Russia. This tent was with the pad just around $120, and it comes with a custom pad for the inside so that when they climb in here, they're not directly on the floor, which I love. I love the fact that the simplicity of this. Like if I wanted to duplicate this tent, I really could. I wouldn't bother. Like I would just pay them another $120 because I have enough on my plate. But you know, it is a design that I understand. The materials are really solid, and it's not something that he can just destroy right away. You know, as parents, sometimes it's so tempting to get the cheap bedding, to get the cheap toys. But the thing is that those things do get destroyed really easily because kids are hard on things. So sometimes it's worth it just to fork out the extra money for things that will last long term and be more diligent about, you know, watching your children, modeling good behavior for them, telling them what's expected of them as they handle their things. So that's the route that I really took for this room. Like I didn't skimp on cost. Although of course I always tried to catch a deal when I could, but I definitely leaned toward quality. Quality. Now, with all this talk of quality, the thing I didn't mention about this awesome bedroom set, which is just so seriously well made with the soft clothes. It even has the lining like my more expensive bedroom set. My bedroom set literally costs maybe 5 or 6 times as much as this bedroom set. This whole set was about $1,000. Now that did not include the shipping or anything like that, but we saw it on sale for like $900 and something, and it ended up being about $1,000. And Christian's grandmother just really wanted to gift this to him, and I just thought it was too much. She really wanted to decorate the whole room, and I was like, no, you can do the bedroom set. And I was so happy to find a bed and dresser and a nightstand that were so pretty and beautiful and, you know, had such great quality without her paying what I've paid for a lot of my furniture in this house, right? Because a lot of my furniture is really expensive and I have very particular taste, but you don't always feel comfortable saying to somebody like with the UGG bedding, hey, you want to pay $600 for bedding? Like you don't want to say that to somebody, right? So I didn't want her to decorate the room because I wanted to spend whatever I wanted to spend, but I was so happy that she really wanted to do this for him because it's his first big boy room. But at the same time, I was able to find something that was beautiful and well made that I could, you know, just throw an opulent wand over, right? And get this effect. So I think it is a sweet little boys room. Let's move on to a couple of the final pieces. So you guys will have seen when we bought this piece into the house, this table, I want to replace the hardware on it with the hardware from this dresser. So I want to call the company that made the bedroom set and see if they will sell me the hardware, because I would love to see this hardware on this table. This table was a find for me. It was a struggle for me to agree to buy this table, like agree with myself to buy this table, because this table was around $300 for a side table. And I was like, $300 for a side table for a little kid's room. Christian's taken his toys out of here, and you can tell it needs to be vacuumed out, but that's because they were in trouble and there were no toys allowed in the room. But with this table, probably the only thing I'm going to want to add is probably like a basket that kind of mirrors that plane right there. And I would stick it at the bottom so he can keep a few of his little toys in here. Toys aren't really allowed in the rooms in my house because the kids do have a playroom or a room that I've set up as a playroom for them. But he's only 4 and I need to be able to watch him. So if I'm upstairs, I may not want him in the playroom. Let's say if nobody else is up or anything like that. So, he kind of gets that exception. So I want to get a basket for underneath there, which I'll show you guys whenever I get it. But this table was a great find. I felt like it was spectacularly close and in line with the design of the bed. Like really all it's missing is the little metal work, like to be real. So I thought it was really close in design to the bed, but something else that I really liked about it is it wasn't like matchy per se. It is a little different. It's a little darker. It doesn't have as many of the light gray tones in it. It has, in place of the lighter gray as the upper, it has a dark on dark gray appearance to it. So I really like that. And then the very, very last piece in the room that I'm very happy with that just came is this picture. And what really made me happy about this picture is Christian actually opened this picture by himself. Okay. It was when I was sick and the picture came and he could not wait. So 24 hours went by and I was still pretty much bedridden. I just had like the worst headache, like a literally incapacitating headache. And so he opened it and he goes, "Mom, it is shiny." And that is something I didn't know because I was worried when I picked this picture, like what it would be like in real life. And it turns out it's spectacular in real life. It's another canvas photo. What it lacks in literal texture, it makes up for with this beautiful sheen that it has over the photograph. And so I'm really happy with that. It fit really nicely in that space. And so the only 2 things I would say about this room is I will probably try to find taller legs for the chair because you can just buy chair legs. So I will probably try to find some taller legs for the chair just to raise it up a little bit. And then something I want to ask you guys about. Okay, so let's take a 360 of the room, okay? So we're going around the room. We're going around the room. Maybe I shouldn't start there. Maybe I should start from this side. So like we're going around the room, right? We're going around the room. I'm not trying to make you dizzy, but I just need your help. Okay, so then we come to this wall over here. Let me back up. So then we come to this area over here. All right. So I feel like that part of the wall is very empty. But I also feel like if I put anything there, it's going to be too much. So my question is, should I try to find maybe another plane or 2 to fill this big wall out? Or should I leave it as is? That's question number 1. Question number 2 is I was strongly considering getting a second lamp like this. And I wanted to sit it on that table. So this lamp, another one on this table. That might also add like something to that side of the room because that side of the room just feels very empty still, like it feels like something needs to be there and something with height. So tell me what you think I should do with kind of this corner of the room. Should I add more planes to the wall? Do you think the lamp, because that's going to add like something right there. In fact, let me give you guys a visual of what I mean. Okay, let's just do this. Because I actually did this and I was like in love with the idea, but then I just didn't know if it was going to be like too much. So hold on. All right. You guys can help me decide. This is kind of what it would look like. And I don't think it would take too much room up on the table. I was thinking like, you won't be able to use the table if I put a lamp on it, but now that I'm looking at it. Okay, so, all right, let's bring it over here. All right, here we go. Oh, you guys, I think that might be what's up. What do you think? That's like more complete, right? And then it doesn't make that empty space feel so like crazy. And I think if I just have the the chair raised, like get taller legs for the chair, that corner will be like picture perfect. Yeah, you guys, I think that might be the move. I really do. I think that might be the move. The only thing I was curious about is when you're looking at the room from this angle, like if it would be too much for there to be a lamp and a lamp, but I think I might get over that. I feel like this table is so deep, like it's such a flippin' big table that it's not going to impede his use of the table to have a lamp on it. And I really don't want him driving his cars and stuff on the table. I always tell him that. Like that's the purpose of a playroom is to... Oh, hold on. Oh, wow, you guys. I looked behind his dresser and I found cannonballs, little arms from some of his like Lego army people. I found a few things behind his dresser that I'm pretty sure he doesn't know exist. We'll just set those up there. So I think, yeah, I'm thinking yes to the lamp. Hold on, you guys. I'm the worst camera lady in the history of all mankind. This is like a whole disgrace out here. Okay. So, anyway. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go for that. You guys tell me what you think. Maybe the lamp there will solve all of the problems of this corner. I kind of feel like when I put the lamp there, it was like, bam, that's all we needed. We just needed that lamp, Irene. So I feel like I want to do that. Also, I have this area like over here that I need to deal with. So yeah, there's one more plane and clock, and I think the plane, the clock, and then one more piece for this little area right here will pretty much take care of that. And I feel like gonna set the room off and make the room like truly beautiful is going to be when the doors and the wood are all painted. So I want to have them painted, and I know I've said this, a deep mahogany color with a white border, and then the handles changed out, but that's like a full house project, and I'm just not ready for the chaos that's going to cause yet, because that will cause a lot of chaos. I kind of want to put the house together, have a couple weeks to breathe, a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks to breathe, and then have it done. I wanted to kind of take the kids on a cruise next year, so maybe even when we're gone, that would be a great time to have it done, but I just don't know if I want people in my house if I'm not here. So, but this is the final look at the room. Let me know what you think about the lamp. Will that complete that side of the room? Let me know what you think about getting different legs for this chair, because I love the chair. I just want it higher. And yeah, let me know if you have any ideas, anything I have not thought of in this room, other than the fact that I have never ironed this blanket. Y'all, never. I've never done it. But any feedback you have, I would really appreciate it. And Vlogmas, I'm actually doing this. I cannot believe it. I'm like really amazed at myself that I'm managing to do this. But yeah, there's more rooms to come that I've been working on. And I'm eager to get your opinion, because I've only had my my mom and my sister over, and by mom I mean my stepmom, but I just call her mom, and my sister over. My sisters, both of my sisters were here to kind of get their feedback. So it'll be nice to get other people's feedback. Where our house is now, I do have family in this area, but all of my family lives like about 4 hours away, which is not far, but it just means that for them, they're not used to driving that far. But for me, being from the Bay Area, it's not far to me. But when you are more rural, like I am, I live in the country, it becomes like a tedious drive for people. And so, yeah, I'll be interested to get other people's feedback on how I've done. I love it so much, you guys. I know I'm a cheese ball, but like, y'all, I'm so excited about this room. And I got to tell him I found his toys. So with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow.